So well done, Elton. We got a pass certificate. Pull it out, Elton. There you go, yeah. Show the viewers. Perfect. Pass certificate. Get your face in. Jump in. There you go. All right, cool.
Perfect.
Well done, Elton.
Thanks, Farhan.
Safe.
Thanks for all your efforts.
No worries. Hi guys, welcome to FM Driving School. You're with me, your fully qualified driving instructor, FM. In today's video, we had our first driving test under the new COVID guideline rules. Even as an instructor, we can read all about it, and you students can read every information you want, but until you experience it, until you see it, you won't really know what it's like. But in today's video, we got a student who did the test, and he's going to go through, along with myself, how it went and what are the guidelines and the experiences that he faced during the driving test or under the COVID guidelines. As I said, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for all the latest videos on your driving and tips on how to pass a driving test. Click the button and you'll be updated with all the latest videos. Alright guys, so really good news today. We're with Elton and he's just passed his driving test. Well done, Elton.
Thank you.
There we go. Okay, cool. So let's know a bit about, so turn the keys off. Okay. So Elton, let us know firstly, how did you book the test?
Yeah, so I basically booked it before the lockdown. Before the lockdown.
So
I only got it rescheduled after July 22nd when they said, okay, you can now go ahead and book your test.
How did you get rescheduled? Did they send you an email?
They sent me an email saying that you can now go ahead and book your test and choose which dates are available.
Okay, so you were the first batch to get a set of dates?
Yes. So basically, whoever had their test just before the lockdown, they were given preference, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. So Elton's saying his test got rescheduled and then you were given an email, then you had a chance to rebook it.
Yes.
So that's why you messaged me quite suddenly saying, Farhan, let's quickly bang out a few more lessons and then do the test.
Yes.
So I haven't seen Elton drive for quite a long time, but we left you at a good stage when we left.
Yeah.
We met you at a stage where you'd driven abroad. Yeah. And then you came to UK and you couldn't drive actually, so you're giving me heart attacks. We're going on roundabouts and you're going the opposite way because you were taught, or in your country, or the country that you're driving in, you're driving the opposite way, right?
Basically we don't have routes.
So in our lessons it was quite hectic.
Yes.
We had to cut out all the bad habits.
Yes.
Roundabouts, making sure you look right, not left, etc. But eventually we got you a really good stage, but then the lockdown happened, unfortunately. And so Elton, a great thing about Elton, you picked up really well. Everything we taught you, we were drilling it in you and you eventually picked it up and applied it in your test. How did the test itself go? Tell us about it.
It was quite good. I mean, all your efforts paid off.
No, at all.
Basically the test route that we had today was just the same route basically we did in the morning.
Serious? No way.
Yeah, just 1 hour before the actual test, the exact route that we did.
Oh, wicked.
So it was good. And it was great basically having the 1 hour class.
Of course. Yeah. Usually we always have an hour lesson when you have a test. So if your test is at 10, we always have an hour lesson set at 9. Mainly to calm the nerves down, get you driving. But you're saying the route that we did was exactly the same. Brilliant. So it'll give you a better chance of passing, I guess.
Exactly.
How was the examiner himself? Was he quite polite with you?
Yeah, the examiner was quite nice. He was polite and he was nice. He was more friendly and...
Did you do sat-nav?
He did use sat-nav in the beginning.
How did you find the sat-nav itself?
Sat-nav was pretty good. Yeah. It was pretty easy. And...
You didn't go the wrong way?
No.
Okay, what questions did he ask you at the beginning? Do you remember?
He just asked me about the demisters.
All right, while you're driving?
Yeah, while I'm driving.
And what about at the beginning?
Yeah, at the beginning he only asked me how do I check if all the lights are working. So,
all the lights?
Yeah, so I just said you hit the parking...
You mean indicator lights?
Indicating lights,
Okay, great.
The parking lights.
Hazard light you mean? And then you go around and check. Okay, good. And what maneuver did you get?
I got the emergency stop.
That's not maneuver. That doesn't count. That's just an additional exercise.
Right.
So
I got the parallel park as well.
Parallel park. Yes. How did that go?
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
I had to correct myself a little bit, but it wasn't bad. It was
good. Brilliant.
Yeah.
And what else? So we talked about how you booked the test.
Yeah.
How the test went. Let's just talk about the procedure of the test. So we got there 5 minutes early, just like the email told us to come. We've cleaned the car up as well, quite nicely for the examiner himself.
Yes.
As he came out, he didn't even shake our hands.
Yeah.
He ask you to put your license on the
On the
windscreen,
windscreen,
so
yeah.
that he didn't have to touch it, and he was just looking at it, right?
Even the pen that he gave me, I
Yeah.
mean, he didn't take it back. He just told
He
me
told you
keep
to
the pen.
keep it, isn't it? Yeah. And then he was asking you to read something on the iPad itself. He was saying,
Yeah, it is
what did
just
he say?
it's just to confirm that you've not been out. Basically, you've been in the country for a certain amount of days.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. I was
So an
like,
additional agreement you had to
Yeah,
sign.
yeah.
Then you got in the car. He asked you to put the windows down all the way,
Yeah.
both sides, didn't
Yeah, both
he?
sides, so that there is, I think, air circulation.
Good,
properly.
okay. And then once you finished the test, I saw he came out the car straight. Did he ask you to turn the engine off and come out? Or did
Yes, he did ask me to turn the engine off and come out.
Okay, yeah. And then outside they were talking, and that's when he let you know about the good news.
Yes.
You've passed your driving test.
Yeah.
So again, they kept their distance. Everything was quite safe, and then obviously now we're driving you back to your house.
Yes.
Okay. So again, congratulations, Olten.
Thanks, Farhan.
Really, it was no. It was your hard work. We're just on the side giving you advice and helping you out. So anyway, that's the procedure. That is the procedure of the coronavirus test after lockdown. How it's gonna be like.
Yes.
It wasn't too daunting, was it?
No.
It wasn't too.
You need to make sure you have a face mask on though all the time.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they would permit you to do the test without the face mask.
No. Yeah, he wouldn't.
That's
Okay.
compulsory.
So you sat nav. Oh, so you're saying you done the emergency stop?
Yes.
And how did that itself go?
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting an emergency stop because, like you said, it's like 1.5.
1 out of 5 people get the emergency stop. So you got down on top of the parallel park,
Yes.
and then you did some big roundabouts.
Yes.
And they were your problem with the roundabouts was you don't sometimes check the left mirror when you come off. Were you doing that today?
Yes, I did that today.
Oh, okay, brilliant.
Just being extra careful. Yeah, and especially with the speed limits.
Yeah, there's a lot of 20, so you
yeah,
kept the speed.
yeah.
So again, in my lessons, you always go about 25ish, and I have to
so
calm
I was
you
just
down.
slow and calm and
Brilliant.
20.
Because what is when you're an experienced driver like yourself, or you've driven abroad, you're not experienced in the UK. So these habits, so the speed you had to make sure you maintain it. You wasn't going above.
No.
What other bad habits were you doing with me? So we've used to tell you off about your roundabouts, mirror check, speed, and crossing arms. You used to
put your hands on.
You're doing that thoroughly, okay.
Yeah.
Now the trick is obviously to make sure you maintain these habits for the UK roads. A good thing about you, as I said to my viewers already, is initially it was a struggle teaching because you would do anything, anywhere, not caring about the cars behind. I'm sure you don't mind me saying this.
No.
And then we've cut all those bad habits out. Now you're actually a safe driver. You're aware of the surrounding, who's around you. Now, before you move, you check your mirrors, I noticed. So before in the past, you just go anywhere. You don't care. So credit to you're a really safe driver now. So I really like that about you. Okay, Alton, any advice or any tips for my viewers? Any from your experience?
Like Fran always tells me like 1,000 times, you need to plan your route ahead. Like you need to observe and see what's coming and what's happening. Just be alert, basically.
Good. That way, you can at least make the decision when you get there, so it's safe. So well done, Alton. We got a pass certificate. Pull it out, Alton. There you go. Yeah. Show the viewers. Perfect. Pass certificate. Get your face in. Drop it. There you go. All right. Cool.
Perfect.
Well done, Alton.
Thanks, Fran.
Safe.
Thanks for all your effort.
No worries.
So there you have it. First of all, we want to say a big congratulations to Elton for passing his driving test and receiving the good news during this difficult period of COVID-19. As I was waiting at the driving test center, I was speaking to the driving examiner, just asking you a few questions. So one thing he mentioned was that's the manager, that is. So the manager of the driving test center was mentioning to me that make sure your car's thoroughly clean, don't have things in the back, things that may fall off from the back, just purely because they're taking extra precaution. They have to follow government guidelines. So if you're taking your own car, make sure it's clean, or even if you're taking your driving instructor's car, you don't want to make it look messy. Like sometimes in my own car as a driving instructor, we have loads of things in the back, my jackets, my booklets, whatever I need is at the back, but I've taken it all out and put it inside the boot, so it looks a lot cleaner. Obviously we hoovered, use antibacterial wipes, have it in your car as a safety precaution. The other thing he mentioned was make sure your face mask is on. They will stop the driving test if you don't have a face mask or if it breaks off. Very important. In terms of COVID aspects, of COVID-19, from my observations, they tried to be extremely safe and kept their distance. So, as I said, new experience for me. They didn't even touch the provisional license. They asked the student to place it on the windscreen, and then he observed the driving license. The provisional license from the windscreen. He gave my student a piece of paper and a pen to sign an agreement, and he kept the pen himself. He goes, keep the pen. They had an iPad, and he held the iPad and asked the student to read, and then he himself clicked the button. So there was minimal contact between the student and the driving examiner. The examiner himself had a plastic sheet, and he wore gloves. The plastic sheets were placed on the driving seat, again, just to have minimal contact with the car, I guess. Also, they seem to have new timings. So the manager himself was telling me, like, for example, in the past, if the test was at 10:14, now maybe it's at 10:08. They have new timings, unusual timings. So that's an indication that, okay, you have the correct test date and test time. If the time is a bit, like the old school time, again, speak to your driving instructor. They will know which is the old school times and which are the new ones, because a few people got turned away in the driving test. Maybe they didn't read their emails properly. So I saw a few students come to the driving test center, and they didn't actually have a driving test booked. And the manager himself said one way of recognizing is that timing slightly have changed now. They're the old timings and the new timings. This is for your driving instructors, for those of you who want to discuss it with the driving instructors. As a student, you may not get that point. But yes, I did see about 2 students. I think one of them wasn't a driving instructor, so he came obviously with his own car, and then he asked the driving examiner, is my test happening? And clearly he got the dates or the times mixed up. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but he was refused to do the driving test because it wasn't booked for him at that time. The other thing you guys as a student should know, so for example, we had a test booked at 11:08. We got there about 11:02, 5 minutes before. So it's 11:03 to be exact, 5 minutes before. We parked up, we waited outside the car, and we waited for the driving examiner to come and meet us. So obviously the driving, not that you know, but the driving test center itself is closed. You cannot get in unless you want to use the toilet facilities. So they came out to us. But on my group chat of other driving instructors, they've actually said sometimes the driving examiners have come a bit late. So if they do come late, say 5 minutes late, and they're not still coming out, I'll say to try and knock on the door, try and ring the bell to see if they're coming or not. Maybe they've been preoccupied, or who knows what's going on. But the point is, you get there on time, 5 minutes before, wait there, and the driving examiner will come out to you. You don't have to go to them. Hopefully that was quite clear. Completely different experience now. Even as an instructor, it was really unusual to see this, the distance being kept. They don't really want to have any contact at all with anyone, even just to have a conversation. It seems like they want to mark you and get the hell out of here. That's what it seems like from my point of view, which is fair enough. Everybody's very worried about the situation, and especially in our field, in our job, we're going to be in such close proximity that the chances of catching something are higher, I guess. So you can see in even the driving examiners that they don't really want to be too close, and they just want to minimize the contact. That's why also, if you were to fail your test or you get a major fault, we'll make another video about majors soon, very soon, during the COVID-19 lockdown, about what would happen if you make a major fault, etc. But as soon as you make a major fault, they're going to terminate the test and bring you back to the test center. So they're going to cut the driving test there and then. Hopefully that was a useful video for you guys to listen to and watch and see the experience of me as a driving instructor and my student passing his driving test. Thank you again for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And again, congratulations to Elton for passing his driving test first time.